Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad and I am so excited to draw the animal we have lined up for today. A few of you actually requested it, so that's always positive, and I love that you do that. Keep requesting animals. Tell your parents to just reach out to us at Brave Kids Art Club on Instagram and let us know what animals you want next, because then we can do really cool animals that you like, and it's a whole lot more fun. So let me give you a few hints about this animal. It's one of my favorites. It has the ability to change colors to blend in with the background. It has no bones, and it has 3 hearts. Do you know what it is? That's right, we are drawing an octopus today. There are so many cool facts about octopuses, I cannot wait to get started. So are you guys ready to get drawing? All right, cool. Well, let's make sure we have everything we need then. All right, make sure you have a nice clean sheet of paper. Make sure you have a sharpened pencil with an eraser handy. We're gonna do some sketching first, and we're gonna need to do a lot of sketching because we have lots of different arms of our octopus that we're gonna be drawing. And then when we're done and we feel like we got our sketch just right, we need to bring out our marker or a dark pen that we can use to do our outlines. And at the very end, we're gonna do some coloring. And one of the coolest parts about this drawing today is that you can get away with almost any color. Normally you can too, but you can do it and it could be accurate because they can match so many different backgrounds and change into so many different colors, which is awesome. All right, so let's start with what looks like the head, but we actually call it the mantle on the body of our octopus, which is that big oval thing, like what looks like it's part of the head, like I said. So we'll draw it right in the middle, but just a little bit higher up. We'll draw an egg shape. Let's start with an egg shape right here, an oval. Right here at the top. There we go. And then we're gonna draw the 2 eyes like we have, and they kind of stick out a little bit. So I'm gonna draw a circle right here, and a circle right over here, just kind of hanging off. You'll see that they're a little bit overlapping there, and that's okay. And then let's go ahead and draw another circle inside of it for the actual eye. Right there. There we go, and then we'll have them looking maybe at us. So we'll draw some bigger pupils right here. Slightly cross-eyed. Makes it look like they're looking at you, and it makes them look a little friendlier. All right, so from here, we're gonna draw a little curve. Go start kind of in the middle of this circle and kind of curve it out right there. We'll do a couple of those. One on that side, one on this side. You can draw the mouth right here on the outside. Now I'm gonna do that because I wanna make them look friendly, but their mouths are actually hidden, they're underneath. So they'll be underneath here, and all the different arms that it has, it's underneath, and it actually has a beak. So like a bird has a hard beak, and it can bite through food. It's really powerful. So that part you can't really see. So I'm just gonna have it on the outside, just a little smiley face to make it look friendly, although we know that's not really where the mouth goes. And then we're gonna go and undo something kind of funny, but it'll make sense later while we do it. We're gonna erase it, but let's draw a really faint, that means a really light line right here. Don't press too hard on your pencil. We'll draw a little U shape that goes right underneath there. And that'll be our guide for where we put all of our different arms, so they all meet up in the same place. I'll show you in a second. All right, so there's one more thing that you can add right here before we start drawing all the different arms. You could add a little tube right here on the side, so a little rectangle on the side called a siphon. Now that's what it does. It actually siphons in the water, it sucks in the water, and then it shoots it out so that it can swim. It actually is kind of a cool, it's like a little jet that shoots the octopus around. So you can draw that if you want. I'm gonna leave that out. We'll just say it's kind of hidden in the background. All right, so now we get to draw the fun part, which is all of the arms. And we can fit them in however we want. Those arms can move around and do all sorts of different things. They can all move independently of each other. It means one can do one thing and the other can do another at the same time. That's what our hands can do, but they're even better at it because some of their neurons, which those things in your brain that help you make decisions and make your body do things, they have some of those in their arms. All right, so what I'm gonna do to draw the arms is I'm just gonna start drawing some lines here just to kind of get the shapes that I want, wherever I want these arms to be. Just draw a really faint line and that'll be good enough to get us started. Maybe I'll have another one over here that's kind of curving. Maybe we'll have one more that's down here. We'll have another one that's kind of going off on its own over here. Like some of these arms when you're on the octopus can go, oops, let's do this. Like one arm could be digging around in a hole trying to look for food while the other one's cracking open their food, which is crazy. It can do all sorts of fun things. All right, and then we're going to do maybe another arm up here, and I'll have it kind of curve around. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one left. So I'll put that one right here in the back. There we are. So we filled our space, and maybe yours look completely different. Maybe yours kind of shooting out, or maybe some of them are like curled, really curled up, and it's a little bit cuter. It's got little smaller ones. Now, I often call them tentacles, but they're not tentacles. They're actually called arms. But the reason why I did this little shape right here is so that they all kind of meet up at the same spot. Now that I have the arms on here, I'm going to make sure that they're all spaced evenly. So I'm going to kind of draw a line right here in the middle and make sure that my arms, and kind of draw the thickness of whatever my arm's going to be. You don't have to do this, but for me it kind of helps. It kind of helps me figure out how thick each of the arms is going to be, and I'll have them kind of coming in the middle of each one. So I'll show you in a second here once I draw. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. I think that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So I'm going to start with the bottom here, and it's going to be a kind of a thicker arm, and then it might get a little bit thinner as it goes. A little bit. I'll give it a rounded. There we go. Let's do another one right here. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this to curve nicely. Now on the other side of them, on the bottom side of them, and I'll show that in a second, they have little suction cups. You know what a suction cup is? It's like those little plastic or rubbery cup looking things that you stick, and they can stick onto like a window or anything really flat and smooth. They have those on the bottom so they can grip and grab around. And you'll notice that a lot of these octopuses, you'll see them crawling, and you kind of wonder, why are they crawling around on the ocean floor when they can swim? They have that jet, right? They have that little siphon on the side that helps shoot them across. Why don't they do a lot more swimming? Do you know the answer? Well, it's because when they do that, so they have 3 hearts. I think I mentioned that earlier too. There's a lot of facts I'm throwing at you right here. But octopuses have 3 different hearts, and one of the heart that pumps the blood to their main organs in their body to keep them alive, it actually shuts off when they are swimming. So when they use the little jet and they swim around, it shuts off. So they get really tired really quick. So they usually only do it just to kind of escape or to like attack, but they don't really do it a whole lot often, like very often, to kind of get around. That's what they got all these arms for, and they can have the little suction cups on the bottoms of them, and they can kind of crawl around the bottom of the ocean floor. I thought that was pretty interesting because I kind of just assumed they did a lot more swimming, but they don't. They kind of just hang around at the bottom. How are your arms turning out? These are kind of tricky. Trying to get them the right thickness. Now I knew it would be a little bit tricky, but sometimes these things feel a little bit harder. And you can maybe do it if you color it in with a solid color and didn't even do an outline, it'd probably be a whole lot easier. You could probably do it that way, but I'm trying to do it where I can get it exactly how I want it before I get to the color stage. Now, that's my process. That's one way that I like to work, and you can work in your own creative way. There we go. And then we got to do the last 2 in the back. I'm going to kind of go thicken it up over here. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to go like this. There we go. Awesome. Well, I like how the little arms turned out. Now I'm going to do a little bit of erasing before I go into using my marker, and that'll probably be just these areas right here. So I'm going to erase, let's get my eraser a little thinner here. I want to erase the parts now. That one U shape that I made, And then we're going to go up here and erase just a few more things. Let's erase some of this stuff around the eye on the inside. So I'm going to, well, let me just do my eraser on my pencil. Like that. There we go. So now all we have is this part. We'll have it stop right there. We'll have the eyeball. I might have to make it a little bit bigger. And then it'll just kind of cut off right there. So we don't need it to go all the way underneath. Now when we get to color, you can add things like little spots over here, and you can kind of go crazy because they do have the different spots and little textures on them, but they also change color to blend in with their background, which is awesome. But also, when they do this, you can go ahead and really get away with any color when you're coloring, which is kind of fun because you know that they can change colors. Oh, before I go to the outline, let's do a couple little things to show some of the suction cups on the bottom. Now, you don't really know where the arms are going here. Maybe your arms are holding things. That would be super cool. Maybe they're holding on to different things that you really like, or maybe some food or something. I'm gonna draw just a couple of these arms. I'm gonna draw a little line. So I'm gonna take this curve and go down to the bottom of that curve right there. So this will actually be, it basically looks like it's flipped over. So we can see the bottom of it and we can see the suctions. So for example, I'll draw some circles right here, and these will be the little suction cups at the bottom of the arms. Cool, huh? All we have to do is draw one little arm, or one little line on the arm, and then you can tell that it's looks like it's on the bottom. It's flipped over. We'll do the same thing over here. We don't have to do it on every arm, because you get the point. And the arms are kind of going all over the place. Maybe I'll draw one down here, like this. Just kind of have it curve naturally from one curve to another. And then you can start adding in your suction cups. Maybe that's good. I think I'll just do 3. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to go, and if I'm comfortable with where I'm at, I'm going to go ahead and get my marker out and start outlining. All right, let's do that big. It looks like they got big brains in there. That's not really what's all in there, but it makes it look like that because they got these giant things on the top of them. It looks like a head. Now they are very smart. So that may not be their actual brains in there, the size of their brains, but they are very, very smart. Now I've seen lots of octopuses that have unscrewed like cans, or jars. They put them inside of a jar and they figured out how to get out of the jar just using their arms. Yeah, they're pretty smart. And they can fit into lots of tight little places because they don't have any bones in their body. All right, let's do this. Let's draw that big pupil. Another big pupil in there, kind of cross-eyed. I'll draw it bigger so it doesn't look super cross-eyed. There we go. And then we'll draw that little mouth right there. And where's that mouth really? That's right, it's underneath here. And it looks like a little bird beak. Okay, now I'm going to do these arms. I don't know why I always thought they were called tentacles. But they are not. At least on an octopus. Draw this line right here. All right, we'll keep going. Yeah, I like the idea of being able to, since they can, each hand can do different things. Maybe this is holding lots of different fun things, or one's taking pictures and the other one's swinging a tennis racket. Maybe they're multitasking in some way. I gotta think of a name here for my octopus. I think I'm gonna name him Matt. I had a really good friend in college, and he loved octopuses. And I remember he's actually the one that taught me about how smart they were. So I'm gonna name this octopus after him. My good friend Matt. If you want to level up and do this, make this a little bit more difficult, have all your tentacles, have all your arms kind of intertwined or wrapping around each other. That would be really hard. That'd be really hard, but really cool if you could do it. Let's go all the way up here. I love that we can see the little suction cups on here. Have you ever seen an octopus in an aquarium? They're really neat. A lot of times they're hard to see though because they do blend in like we talked about. But just seeing their arms move around, it's so graceful. They're so interesting. Such a cool creature. With apparently lots of cool superpowers. Just imagine if we could change colors to blend in with our backgrounds. That'd be pretty neat. I'm almost done here. Whew. Hopefully your arms are coming along quite nicely. I feel like mine's just now feeling like they're coming along. Last little details right here. I'm trying to think, should I draw these black or should I draw them a different color? I'll draw them just as little circles like this. There we go. I won't have them be different colors. I'll just have them be little circles. So they look like they're suctioning. That means sticking to things. There we go. There we go. Let's draw a few more on this one. Now, if you have animals, a lot of you requested that we draw this octopus here today, and I love that. So make sure that you tell me what other animals you want. I've had some other requests for like really unique animals too. I've had requests for a kiwi, which, do you know what a kiwi is? Those are birds that don't actually fly. They look really cool, but they don't actually fly. Also a narwhal. I think they got a hint from after we did our unicorn. They wanted to do a narwhal. So they wanted another animal with the one big horn coming out the front. And narwhals are really, really fascinating. So I think I am good. I think my octopus is ready to be colored in right after I do some erasing of all of my sketching that I have underneath here. So if you're at that point, go ahead and we'll do our erasing and coloring on our own, and we'll catch up right afterwards. Does that sound good? Good. There we go. Matt the octopus is finished. It took a lot of coloring. That was a lot more work than I thought it would be. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Are you guys happy with how yours turned out? Oh, good. Well, this is the point where we need to sign our name on it. Make sure everybody knows how proud of it we are. I'm gonna put my initials down there so everybody knows that this is my octopus. Congrats on finishing your octopus. Make sure that you stick around and do videos, more videos, Monday through Friday. Every single week we have more, so subscribe to the channel. And then if you enjoyed this video, just give it a like. That would be really appreciated just because it helps us make more videos just like this. Alrighty, but before you guys leave, don't forget, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.